The sun sliced through the bay windows of our Portland suburb home that Sunday morning, casting harsh shadows across the brunch spread, fresh berries in crystal bowls, flaky croissants from the local bakery, and one of those trendy charcuterie boards Mom had ordered online for the gram. I was still in my nurse's scrubs from the overnight ER shift, hair shoved into a messy ponytail, the faint scent of antiseptic clinging to me like a bad memory. I'd barely collapsed into my chair when Dad dropped the bomb, casual as if he were commenting on the weather. "Tickets are $1,500 a pop," he said, not even looking up from his phone. "If you can't swing it, no sweat, just sit this one out. No hello. No how was your shift." No pause to see if I'd even been looped in on this Hawaii getaway. I glanced around, Mom topping off mimosas like she was deaf to the room. My sister Elena scrolling TikTok with that vacant smile, her husband nodding along like Dad's word was gospel. I forced a grin, the kind that hurts your cheeks, and murmured, "Sure, no problem." But inside, it burned like swallowing glass while everyone else sips champagne. It wasn't the exclusion that hit hardest, it was the familiarity. The way it echoed every favor they'd ever asked. Just a week earlier, Elena had called me at 10:45 p.m., right as I was peeling off my gloves after a code blue. Her voice was all sugar. "Hey, Ash. Quick thing, can you hold the seats for us? Mom's sending the cash tomorrow. You know how she is with Venmo." I bit my tongue. Said yes like always. Because saying no meant being the difficult one. Of course. The money never came. At brunch, no one mentioned it. Elena just assumed I'd handle it. Like I was the family ATM. Always dispensing without question. Driving home that afternoon, rain pattering on my windshield, I logged into the airline app. For business class seats on hold, Elena. Her hubby Mark. Dad. Mom. My name? Nowhere. I pulled over, heart pounding, and checked my bank app. Balance lower than it should be. Scrolling back, daycare fees for Elena's kids last fall when Mark hit a rough patch. Groceries during Dad's knee surgery recovery. That hotel charge in Vegas because they'd forgotten their reservation. Love in this family wasn't hugs or heartfelt talks, it was transactions. And I was always the debit side. That night, alone in my cramped apartment overlooking the Willamette River, the betrayal settled in like fog. I nuked a frozen burrito, ate it standing over the sink, and stared at my reflection in the darkened window. Then my phone buzzed, bank alert. For charges. Business class. Passenger names glaring back, not mine. They'd booked it on my card without a word. I froze, hands trembling as I dried them on a dish towel. No call, no text, just the cold fact of it. I locked the card immediately, fingers flying over the app. Standing there under the harsh kitchen fluorescence, I whispered to myself, "So that's all I am, a convenience." Sleep evaded me, I lay in bed. The city's hum outside mocking the storm inside. Betrayal doesn't roar, it whispers, wrapping you in the blanket of this is normal until you can't breathe. By dawn, gray light filtering through my blinds, I texted Elena, "Who charged the tickets?" Her reply pinged back fast, "Oh, come on. You always chip in. Don't be dramatic." Followed by a heart emoji. Like that sealed the deal. No sorry. No explanation, just dismissal. I typed and deleted a dozen responses. Finally sending. I didn't know my silence had a credit limit. No answer. That evening, after another grueling shift, I walked the waterfront trail instead of heading straight home, the Columbia River wind biting through my thin jacket. How many times had I said, "Okay," when I meant stop? How often had I nodded to keep the peace? Burying resentment like it was my duty? The truth wasn't that they used me, it was how casually they justified it. Blood may be thicker than water, But the full saying is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, chosen bonds over forced ones. I had forgotten I could choose. Back home, mint tea steaming in my mug, I booted up my laptop not to rant, but to reclaim. I created a spreadsheet, unpaid debts, not just cash time, energy, canceled plans, overtime shifts to cover their emergencies. Last year's birthday bash for Elena at a Napa vineyard. I hauled decorations, set tables, snapped photos, even ordered extra bubbly when theirs flopped. In her Insta post. The group shot? I wasn't in it, blurry in the background. Lugging chairs. Photos don't lie. They capture what you value. And I was never the focus. By midnight, the sheet was filled. $450 for Dad's ER copay. $260 for Elena's kids' school fundraiser. $120 for Mom's Uber when her car died. It wasn't generosity, it was a pattern. If you're the only one bleeding, it's not love, it's exploitation. Lunch the next day in the hospital cafeteria. Badge clipped to my scrubs. I scrolled messages. No updates on the trip chat Elena had mentioned. Not even the performative who's packing wet. I wasn't forgotten. I was deliberately cut out. That stings different. Intentional wounds scar deeper. My mind flashed to a memory from years back. Brunch at Mom's. Me fresh off shift. Overhearing Elena whisper to Selena. She doesn't need us. She's got her career. Mom just nodded. Pouring juice. I was useful. Not valued, comfort currency. Always on tap, but never counted. That evening on the light rail home, rocking with the stops, I added a tab, emotional debt. Missed calls because I was babysitting their crises. Overtime for their luxuries. The podcast line echoed, "You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm." I wasn't sad. I was systematic. The voicemail from Mom came at 9 p.m. Her voice honeyed with manipulation. "Honey, Dad's losing sleep over this. We're all stretched thin, can't we move past it? No ownership. Just guilt wrapped in concern." Their fragility always trumped my exhaustion. I replayed it. Transcribed every word into a doc, emotional collateral. Patterns emerged, how they asked for cash but never my well-being. How no turned me into the villain. That night, I anonymized their contacts, numbers only. No names. Not cutting ties. Just the power cords. A text from cousin Lonnie buzzed. "Why the drama? Overreacting much?" I replied, "This ends now. No more." At 2 a.m. I expanded the spreadsheet. Family financial ledger, 3 years. Big hits first. $1,260 for Dad's deductible he ignored until crisis. $2,500 loan to Elena postmarks layoff. $800 for Mom's birthday hotel when their card maxed. Smaller ones, $420 groceries when Mom forgot her wallet. $300 car rental for Elena's breakdown. $150 late fees from their overcharges. Total, over $7,700. This wasn't vengeance, it was visibility in rows and sums. Boundaries are the distance where I can love you and me both. I formatted it into a PDF. Attached to the family group chat at 6:34 a.m., itemized history of contributions. No repayment expected, just acknowledgement. Then I made breakfast. Eggs and toast. Savoring the quiet without guilt static. Hours ticked by, no replies until the barrage. Elena, wow. Cold. Selena, families don't do this. Dad, ungrateful, we raised you better. I screenshotted. Filed under responses to accountability. They were silent when I paid, but vocal when I noted it. That evening, peppermint tea in hand, I recalled lending Elena $600 post-college rent panic, no payback. Just my guilt for remembering. They expected help, then hush. I muted the group. Archived it like closing a lagging app. The photo from Lonnie landed at 8:47 a.m., a backyard bash at my Santa Clarita house, the one I still paid the mortgage on. Lanterns. Family is everything banner on the trellis I'd installed. Elena's gold balloons spelling celebrating love. My house. Their party no invite. No permission. Scrolling Lonnie's tags, cousins. Friends. Mom's book club. Dad grinning with a plate. Mom in florals. Me? Absent. But the brick path I'd laid. The counters I'd funded there. Betrayal so blatant it silenced rage. A Facebook video from Selena, Mom's 60th tribute. Old clips. Recent toasts from the event at my place. No mention of me. Even in footage I'd shot. Blurry in one frame. Arms full of chairs, a ghost. I emailed the group. Access to Hollow Creek property revoked effective immediately. Future use requires owner approval, me. Elena viewed it fast. No reply. I posted on Insta. Screenshot of the PDF. Caption: love isn't always visible. But theft is until now. DMs flooded. One from my niece. 11. Auntie. Why'd you quit? Grandma said you help 'cause you got no real family. They poisoned generations. I didn't respond. What could heal that? Dad's voicemail. You've embarrassed us. Mom's heartbroken. This is spite. You used to be good. Transcribed. Filed. Used to, as if boundaries devalued me. I deleted the group. Unfollowed everywhere. Not blocking, vanishing. Their shouts amplified my quiet. A LinkedIn request from Melissa, Mark's ex-wife. Exiled as unstable. Her message: you deserve the truth. Attached, PDF on a trust fund from my early 20s. When I scraped by on loans and shifts. My name struck through. Removed per co-holder's discretion. Emails. Screenshots, Elena sign off. Another file, property transfer on my house. My signature forged. Melissa, checked by a paralegal in 2020. They erased you. Rain drummed as I absorbed it, not absent. Forged out. Dad called. You've made your point, you're tearing us apart. I recorded. You did that. I just invoiced. His rant, betrayal. Shame. Saved as proof of tone. 2 days later. At the bank. Packet in hand, signature mismatch escalated. Forwarded to attorney via a patient's referral, not the first case. Mutual friend texted. Dad's firm auditing, refi flagged. Silence sharpened. Attorney, trust adjusted at 23, my name scratched like an error. I emailed, request full asset audit, attachments galore. Elena texted, Mom's crying, are you happy? Reply, I was never happy, just quiet. You mixed them up. Journal, I didn't start the fire, I stopped extinguishing it. Selena called, I deleted her contact. A week of quiet shattered Saturday, Lonnie, Dad's office reviewing, whispers. Another, screenshot of Elena's deleted Insta story. My invoice leaked, family doesn't bill. Comments turned on her. Irony, they demanded quiet, exposure terrified them. Attorney, letter delivered, 30 days to respond. Or file. Journal, healing from accountability. Not forgiveness. Started therapy, what does justice look like? Silence, that's mine. Not forced. Biked the waterfront. Wind echoing, no self-immolation for their warmth. Envelope under door, check from Selena. Full invoice amount. No note. Pinned to corkboard, evidence. Not closure. Therapy, cashing it. No, closure's my earned quiet. Ran into Aunt Nancy at grocery, things intense. Always were, I stopped pretending. Walked away. Thick letter from Elena, handwritten excuses. Not intentional. Intent versus impact. Filed it. Zinnia DM'd, saw your story, catch up? Yes, soft reconnection. Mediation office, beige. Stale. Arrived early. Packets ready. They late, Dad stiff. Elena fragile. Laid out forgeries. Manipulations. Demands. Restitution or charges. Elena, you're destroying us. Exposing what's broken. Dad, we gave life. And made me wish for a refund. Slid blank paper, my final contribution. Walked out. Air lighter. Insta post. Shredded check photo. To those healing from broken backbones, you're not alone. Mezzania, feel different. Unburdened on my ground. Walked home. Passing lit houses. Not morning free. The door locked behind me. Mine at last.